He heard the news. The news was announced at 7:45 in the morning, Rome time here, and it came a bit as a shock to everyone. We know that Pope Francis was not well. He was 88, but at the same time, this news came after 24 hours after he appeared here in St. Peter's Square during the Easter celebration just yesterday. I was here with tens of thousands of faithful, and he made this sudden surprise appearance on the main balcony there in St. Peter's Basilica. He looked frail, as he's done for the past few months, but at the same time, there were some signs that his health was improving. He wasn't wearing those oxygen tubes in his nose. He took a tour of St. Peter's Square on the Pope Mobile to greet the crowds. That was the first time he's done that since he left hospital more than a month ago. And then, less than 24 hours later, the shocking news of his death.
Well, there's the breaking news this morning from the Vatican that Pope Francis has passed away at the age of 88. And despite his recent health struggles, this came as a surprise, given he just made an appearance at Easter celebrations. The reactions have already started, and just when you thought that the left couldn't get any lower or more psychotic, they're blaming JD Vance for Pope Francis's death, given that Vance met with Pope Francis on Easter the day before he died. The left reaching new levels of psychotic is the central theme of today's show. Congressman Jamie Raskin is also going viral for threats that he is making against anyone who supports Trump and facilitated this tyranny, as you're about to see in this deranged clip. This highlights the real danger of giving these types of people power again. And finally, Bill Maher hosted Charlie Kirk on his Club Random podcast, and given the levels of insanity that this progressive ideology has led the current Democratic Party to, they are not in a position to win again. And these two, who are political opposites, agree on the main issue that is making this clear. I'm Zach Costello.
Good on you for being a liberal that acknowledges male-female distinctions. What a concept,
Oh,
right?
of course.
I mean,
of all the low-lying fruit that the Democrats just hand the Republicans to win elections, that's the one.
you know, it's so funny. I joked around with my team the other day. I said, are they really going to just let us win every national election on this no men and female sports thing?
Right.
Like, they can't surrender on this one issue.
It's so ridiculous.
It's a 90-10 issue.
Yeah.
There's 890 medals and trophies of men winning these competitions.
You lost Gavin Newsom on this. Okay? Take that as a hint, right? I mean, I think you were
I was the one that asked the question.
Right. Yeah.
So what also doesn't help and exposes the danger of these types of people in power is this. Extreme leftist Congressman Jamie Raskin now making threats against those who facilitated this tyranny, which basically just means anyone who voted for President Trump. I'm highlighting this because this is the type of sickness that results in these types of people targeting JD Vance for the death of Pope Francis. These people are insane. Watch.
So I like that idea, and it's a complement to something that we need to be doing right now, which is engaging in far more work of transnational democratic solidarity with the democratic governments and the democratic movements and peoples and parties of the world.
Totally agree.
To try to prevent the spread of the lawlessness and the fascist chaos that's been unleashed against us. But implicit in it should be the idea that if and when we come back to power, and we will, we are not going to look kindly upon people who facilitated, to use a word of the day, who facilitated authoritarianism in our country. Because that's an assault on our Constitution and on our people.
Yeah.
Didn't USAID do what he said in promoting solidarity of democratic values throughout the world? The funny thing is, in defending the Constitution, they will violate your constitutional right to vote and to free speech for electing their political opponent. These are the types of people that we are dealing with. Speaking of, and perhaps stooping even lower, psychotic leftists, prominent ones, not just fringe figures on social media, are now blaming JD Vance for the death of Pope Francis. Keith Olbermann posting the news that Francis passed away, saying he would not want to be JV Vance right now. And then Dean Withers writing this here, that JD Vance took him out. This has caused the masses of brainwashed leftists that they influence to jump on this bandwagon. Really disgusting stuff from the party of love and tolerance. I'm Zach Costello.